Ahoy and welcome to Rock the Boat, your one-stop shop for all things cruise. On this week's bonus podcast, we're going to be talking to Kirsty from Norwegian Cruise Line all about the free at sea. That's all the bonus things that you can add on top of your cruise, things like drinks packages, the specialty dining, etc. We're also going to be talking a little bit about the dining as well, so where you can eat whilst you're on board the ship. Now, if you want to hear the full podcast, just check out the Norwegian Cruise Line podcast I did with Kirsty, wherever you get your podcast from. So, on with the show.
I think if people have been on some of the other cruise ships before, they've had like the drinks packages and things like that. Now, what puts people off a lot of cruising is the price of the drinks packages if they were booking them sort of later. And I think this is where NCL have definitely innovated by having the all-at-sea package.
You're absolutely right there, Martin. And from NCL, we tried to differentiate ourselves from our competitors. There's a few different things that we do differentiate ourselves with. The first and foremost, our big thing is freedom and flexibility, because every one of us is individual and unique, and we all like to do things our own way. So we don't want to have any regimentation for any of our guests on board to have to follow rules. And let's face it, unfortunately through the pandemic, we all had to follow rules and we all had restrictions put on our everyday life. So the last thing that anybody wants when they go on holidays to have any kind of rules or restrictions placed on them. So we have a complete ethos on board of freedom and flexibility. And that actually stems first and foremost from what your guests can wear on board. So we don't have any set dress policies, which I think is great, because as much as I love getting dressed up to go for my dinner at night, I don't want to be putting on a ball gown or a tiara or basically, wearing something that's going to make me feel too hot when I'm out on deck enjoying a deck party at night. So you can dress comfortably as you wish around the ship. There's a couple of the restaurants that for gentlemen, we ask that they wear long trousers, but many of the restaurants you can get in, wearing smart shorts. But, that's the first big thing. You're never going to get turned away for not wearing a tuxedo, because we don't have a formal night. Every night is an enjoyable night. And that's the first thing in terms of the freedom and flexibility. The second thing is that we have very well appointed, and a big focus of what we do on the ships is all about dining. So rather than have main dining rooms that we have a first and second sitting like more traditional cruise lines have, all of our dining on board is flexible dining. So we have up to 21 restaurants on board our ships. We have smaller restaurants, but it means that every night you can pretty much dine somewhere different should you want to. And not only can you dine somewhere different, you can dine at a different time every night if you want to, and you can dine with different people every night if you want to. Now, like you mentioned, we have our free at sea package, which is great because it does include an open bar, which means that your guests have a drinks package included in their holiday. They can get anything from soft drinks, white wine, red wine, rosy wine, Prosecco by the glass. You can get cocktails, mocktails, and spirits. The spirits they're all branded spirits. Anything from whiskies, rums, gins, vodkas. We even do liqueurs, like if you want Baileys or Cointreau after dinner. And we actually even have, for those people that enjoy it and like doing shots, we even have Jägermeister. So it's not like a limited or restricted drinks menu. It is literally, as they call it, an open bar. That is a massive saving. And like you said, even if you're only drinking soft drinks, it is definitely worth having that benefit included in your holiday. The second one is the specialty dining package. So this is where I was going when I was talking about the dining. So depending on the different type of cabin that you book and how long you're on for, you get a number of different specialty dining experiences included. You can, if you want more, because many of our guests want to do specialty dining every night. So you can actually pay to upgrade your dining package as well. I think it's about $60 to add on an additional 2 experiences. But then, that gives you the choice of visiting some of our specialty restaurants that, I've got some real favourites. I'm not sure which ones you dined in, right? But I always go to the teppanyaki, especially with...
Yeah, that's where I went to. Oh, it's amazing.
The food is out of this world, right? But in terms of if you're traveling with your family, or if you're traveling with a group of friends, or if you're meeting new friends for the first time, the atmosphere in there is brilliant, because it really is it's kitchen theatre, isn't it? They really are they're cooking the dinner in front of you. You have flames, you have singing, you have all sorts going on in there, and it's a great fun experience. So teppanyaki is one of my favourites. Another one of my favourites is Cagney Steakhouse.
That's the other one I went to, yes. That was amazing. Brilliant.
What did you order? Do you remember?
I had a steak, because I think you have to have a steak when you go to when you go to there. You don't have to. And then I think I had a salad as a start. I think I had a Caesar salad, as a starter. I think I was trying to be reasonably healthy.
I try to always deviate, right, when I go in there from my usual, but it never happens. So I always end up having the king prawn starter, right? It's a trio of king prawns, but literally these prawns are they're like lobster tails, they're massive. So I love that. And I always try and deviate. I think I've had like fish cakes once, but I was like, oh no, I have to go back to my king prawns. And then I always look at the steak menu and say, I'll go for a petite fillet mignon. And then I always persuade myself to actually have the 16-ounce ribeye, forgetting how big.
Yes, I think that's the one I had. Yeah. You've just reminded me. Yeah, that's the one I had. Yeah.
So I always forget that literally how big a 16-ounce ribeye actually is, and it beats me every time. But my husband, he tends to order the porterhouse, I think it's called, which is basically you've got like a fillet steak and a sirloin steak on the one cut, haven't you? So it is the size of your plate. So yeah, so definitely Cagney's is another one of my favourite, but French Bistro is beautiful as well. So is the Brazilian Steakhouse on board.
That was the other one I wanted to go to was the Brazilian Steakhouse, yeah. It was a toss-up between going to Cagney's and the Brazilian Steakhouse, and it's like, whoa, I haven't had a good steak for a while.
Yeah, you definitely cannot go wrong with Cagney's, but we also have like Los Lobos, which is Mexican, absolutely out of this world. We have Food Republic, which is like Asian fusion food from all over the world. There's so much choice, and this is where, again, guests have got the freedom and flexibility for their choice as to where they want to go. And gosh, we haven't even mentioned the main dining rooms, because we have generally 3 smaller main dining restaurants on board the ship. Each of them serve the same menu as each other every night, albeit it rotates every day. So you can go there every day and have something different. But the ambience in each of them is very, very different. So that is a real attraction for our guests, is the freedom and flexibility of the dining.
We ate in the, I can't remember the name of it. It was towards sort of the back of the ship. They had a sort of a stage in there. So you had someone singing.
Oh, that's Manhattan.
Yeah, Manhattan. Yeah. It was really nice because it wasn't kind of intrusive or anything like that. You had up on the stage and they were singing, really good singers as well. And then you were sitting there eating your dinner, and really nice atmosphere.
Thank you very much for listening. Really hope you found that interesting and useful. If you want to find out more about booking your next cruise with one of our cruise experts at Rock the Boat Travel, all you need to do is just head on over to our website, which is rocktheboat.travel. That's rocktheboat, all one word, .travel. And one of our friendly cruise team will be happy to help you with your future cruise. If you also enjoyed the show, please could you leave us a rating review on Apple or wherever you get your podcasts from, and remember to hit that subscribe button. Well, until the next show, thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye.